Here we are, TK, at the home of football. What a huge couple of weeks it's been in sport, TK. Of course, the thing which has captured everyone is the knick-knack controversy. Now, I have, as a pretty person who's been around the sport traps for a long, long time, TK, have never been so stunned and flabbergasted at the whole hysteria this has received. Now the exact, and I repeat, I'm reading the exact wording. An opponent is slung, driven or rotated into the ground with excessive force is rough contact. Now Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder, yes I'll use that line. Everyone could see that was excessive force. It then moves on to the next bit. Now whether we agree with this or not is irrelevant. It goes to medical record where Eamon was concussed, so therefore it is a game. As Michael Christian said, it was his easiest decision of the year. It was so blatantly obvious. Yet the majority, 99% seemingly, of football supporters and the so-called bloody experts hadn't bothered to go and do their research. It's there. It took 30 seconds to look up and it shows it as plain Jane. Now we as football followers, whether we like it or not, is irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. It's the age of litigation. Now last year, I still maintain the Grundy, I thought the Grundy tackle of Brown was fine. He got 2 games for it. Out came Scott Pendlebury saying, no, it wasn't. We've got a duty of care. It's our workforce. Now, that made me change and think in terms of, hang on, if the players can see that, us dinosaurs, have got to catch up a bit, whether we like it or not. And it is this age of litigation. There is a huge potential thing going on behind the scenes about concussion legality as we speak. Now, if that gets through, the whole game's future, this is the biggest crisis in footy. People who are stupid enough to keep burying their heads in the sand, whatever. Now there's bullshit by West Coast and Adam Simpson overnight saying, oh, we don't know where we stand. Why, oh why, do sporting clubs lie? Now, we've had West Coast have already started practicing. He spent a couple of hours this week practicing changing his tackling technique. So privately they're admitting, yes, he's got a problem with his tackling technique, and yet publicly they're still saying that persona to keep their supporters happy and we're fighting the AFL. It's crap. The Crows have done it this week as well. Riley Knight managed last week. We don't want to announce it. He's not playing this week. Yeah, the word is it is another hamstring of the Crows, whatever, but that hasn't been mentioned this week because they've had Nick Nat, now Sloan getting injured. They've managed to bury that. It's pathetic. Yes, sporting clubs, there are things which must be kept in-house, of course there are. But there are things like this where it's just treating the average supporter disgracefully. It is pathetic. And yeah, I'm really angry with West Coast over it. Blatant one game, move on. But no, we're still getting bullshit spoken since. It managed to overshow the Tom Hawkins bit. Now the Hawkins bit too, he had got 2 games until Monday, till there was negotiations done behind the scenes by the AFL and the council. So it then came back to 1. I think he got it pretty lightly. Whether we like it or not, again, yes, was it minor? Of course it was. But touching an umpire's sacrosanct. And yes, it does get copied in grades underneath. I think he's very lucky to get 1. I would have given him at least 2 because he touched umpire. Other things which have happened, TK. What has been the most amusing thing was the soccer final. Melbourne Victory's goal, he was that far offside, he was in the next universe. Somehow the linesman's missed it. Lo and behold, their video review thing's broken. It can't work. Yet, Foxtel's is still working. It shows the guy's clearly offside, and yet they're not allowed to use that. The system's stuffed. for the biggest game of the year, for the grand final, it comes across as just a Mickey Mouse, pie and pasty night run competition in terms of its unprofessionalism. Just staggering in that way as well. Other things which are happening. The Aquanita scandal in racing. Robert Spurden, 8 people suspended. That has the potential to blow the Scheisenhausen out of the industry. Whatever people think of racing, it is the 3rd largest employer in the country. It is a huge industry. We've got to wait and see what comes out of there, but it is certainly explosive to come. SANFL wise, Redlegs better against Port last Friday night. Crowd was disappointing. State game tomorrow. I think Craig Fester-Pake running water for South Australia tomorrow. What he should do when the siren goes, take an esky out, put it on the ground, sit down, remind everyone they're only there to watch him in the state game. The next event's the Mickey Mouse bit. So footy-wise, Eagles against Sturt were good, so we've got to have that. Showdown tomorrow, 50-50 game. Port are due. Surely the Crows' injuries do catch up with them at some stage. I've got a bit of a theory with a cut-off player and a side when they get picked, and I admit, and I might be being a bit unfair on the kid, but I'm going for Port. Wait and see on the 44th instalment of the showdown tomorrow. Obviously that is the big thing for South Australian footy. A mile of things we've got through. The knick-knack thing has been the big thing. My, oh my, TK. It has been pathetic and a disgrace. Footy media, footy world, grow up. He got one game. It's been one tackle out of 3,671, whatever, which was proved to be illegal. Is it the death of the tackle? No! Just do it bloody properly! Rulebook, over and out!